from what we saw in summer, which was just very much aggressive action in the early game, but because as you already mentioned with contracts on Sejuani, maybe there's no flash on Navarus.
Yeah, he does have cleanse, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The's 4 members here. They have the wraparound. There's no TP to answer.
And you called it in the draft. Orbital cannon from Dokla. First blood sets up Luger for success. A double kill over to Luger, setting up CLG bot lane to snowball.
Of course.
You don't bait too hard that you bait yourself.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure that Dokla knows his limits in this. But so far, this is already the...
Now he's going to bait. Contracts is here.
Do it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh,
Glacial arrow! Glacial prison on top of it. The orbital cannon. Luger doesn't even need that. The damage is just CLG outplaying Dignitas.
Boom! Are you kidding? Dokla's walking forward to bait Divide directly into the path of it. That was cracked!
And this is just the mark. Oh, hold up. Jensen. Oh, Dokla.
And Vi's not going to solo carry a game, so really it's got to be about Jensen, and that's why they're looking to attack him. Here comes Contracts, nails the ult.
There it is, and Jensen gets a flash out, but Contracts flashes to interrupt the dash, and Palafox handles up with the damage on the back.
Palafox going to cash in on that one. A couple more autos. Excuse me.
There it is.
Shelly gets a little bit embarrassed, but does.
We were not supposed to bring reality into this.
All right, well, we'll see it one more time. Ash Arrow from downtown here.
Contracts. You thinking about doing something dirty here? Let's see. Dokla baiting them in potentially one more time. Glacial Prison lands right on top, but Santorin has the lockdown. This time Jensen backs up the damage, and Dignitas find a little bright light. Swooping on in, capturing Contracts, the flash from Palafox to try and save this fight. A lot of damage from the Chaos Storm. Jensen on the run, doesn't have flash. They're still in tow, and they get revenge back.
Yeah, they're able to dodge out on that from spawn. Makes him feel a little bit foolish.
Hey man, it happens. They were trying to force something while they had the opportunity, range engages, but with the way that the game has transgressed so far, 6,000 gold ahead, 7,000 now for CLG. Man, what a clean steal from Dokla. Oh, well,
you just had to say something nice, Rafa.
This is the...
Still quite a bit of time on it, so Contracts...
Oh,
could
no way, it hit. Oh, it connects! And it's the Glacial ensemble of ultimates from downtown that locks.
Once you actually finish the support item, you're really depending on getting global objectives or kills or assists.
Right.
So you're going to be...
Any type of, like, storybook kind of ending narrative, it would be the CLG one to rise above with the returning cast. And while this is not necessarily the strongest opponent that they're going to be facing in the split, this is a great way to start out.
Jensen split pushing here, trying to get something back, trying to find some semblance of hope here. Will grab a bounty, which is going to be...
This is someone that back in 2021, he was in the Academy roster, was given a chance on EG to step in one day against TSM, had a monster time long. This is someone that really needs to make his mark, not just in this game, obviously, but for the rest of the year.
It's actually, Jensen shadowing here. Both these soul laners are over here, and they're going to look for a kill.
Oh, but nice flash from Dokla. Escapes Jensen's attempt to
they're
lock him
behind
down.
him now.
And now Contracts over the wall. Glacial Prison. Armut throws out the lamp. See if he can buy time. They take one out on Dokla, but will that save them from going down? Jensen cannot escape. Another double for Luger.
An over 10,000 gold lead here at this point for CLG. They are cruising, and it would take a miracle to stop them.
Such a dominant first day impression from CLG. It was all carrying up the competition, and so when they finally got their big call-up for CLG in 2022 during their big rebrand, a lot of expectations didn't always hit the mark, but so far this is a strong start as CLG is just making sure that they cannot lose.
The laser connects over the wall, so a good chunk onto spawn. This tower is going to be going down here pretty quick. Contract's going to tank it up so Luger can continue to auto. And they will be able to finish this on this next wave. Santorin likely going to look for a big wrap-around.
Dignitas starting to run out of options. Poom fishing for an arrow. Doesn't connect, but that's okay. The pressure was felt as already the siege lays waste to the towers of Dignitas. Jensen forced to retreat. Inhibitor tower will bite it, and damn, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, they just can't even walk forward to wave clear. It's so difficult with all the poke that CLG has. I think that's just such a strong draft for them here, and they're pushing it now. First inhib down, they're just going straight for the Nexus towers. They know that Dignitas doesn't really have anything. Jax is still not even basing. They're trying to hope to hold on here. Santorin looking for a flank, but he is spotted.
Yeah, Poom Great hawk shot use, already scouting out Santorin, keeping tabs on where he was. But Dignitas recognize that there's no way that they can fight a front-to-back angle against CLG, so they're just trying to trade turrets at this point. A teleport is coming in now just to make sure that Arma doesn't get any more tower damage.
Yeah, so Arma able to grab quite a few towers there, get some gold back for himself. Contracts is behind him. This is going to be a tough one, and now they're TPing in. He is surrounded. You got to turn and fight. Try to find something.
Yeah, Armut, you have a flash, but I don't know how creative you can be with it. Just start bonking Luger's head. The flash, but Luger predicts it as well with his own arcane shift. Armut is in a world of trouble, and CLG run him down once again.
Yeah, volleys. It's going to be the engage here from Santorin.
Now, Poom, you can do it. Support on jungle combat. Fight like your life depends on it. Just stall time as the rest of the base of Dignitas is starting to crumble because everyone from CLG is looking to end the game. Poom hasn't even died yet. He fought valiantly to the bitter end just so that CLG could pick up their first win of the spring split of LCS.
Arcane shift is so incredibly valuable, and since they're the ones that got their hands on the karma, stealing the karma away from the Olaf side, should have
C3 for FlyQuest group here. Armut venturing on forward. And he's in the center of them all. Burn down, slippity slap, first blood. Santorin having already spent that time, all the while FlyQuest with that knowledge of that attention on top side, start to bring down this Drake. And a last hit will do it. FlyQuest in his jungle. Jensen position, Spica still hovering around this riverside, taking a lot of damage. Victola slamming onto him. Spica and Impact now ready to collapse. The flash out for Jensen. He goes in. Victola being so hyped.
And I think it's very difficult because you don't have access, as a viewer, to the comms of all the teams that Impact has been on. But if you talk to any player that has ever played with him, as he gets ganked right now, and I've cursed him, sorry, buddy.
He's just
if you talk to any no small part, a huge reason why people are rating this team so high.
And now Spica throwing out the first ultimate of the game, getting the root onto one while this Rift Herald is the target for all. Dignitas still funneled here into the pit. Spica haven't come back after getting polymorph. The Vikla is the next target, going into the backline to try and get this kill onto Armut, but he himself gives his life in the favor of Armut. Still in pursuit. Winsome flashing over the wall to try and escape Jensen right now, even with they are a contender, even though FlyQuest is picking up the second dragon right now, to the knowledge of Dignitas. And I know that they're waiting on Ignar coming through, for instance, but Biofrost is a long-standing.
And Spica kind of mirroring here on the Maokai is going to force them off again.
Heal on both sides has been gone, and Spawn without it falls. A root from the ultimate from Spica. Wild growth onto Santorin.
Because Prince easily takes it. I think Prince was thinking, all right, I force a splash here, no problem. Arcane shift forward, but gets even better. Popped up. Another ult goes wide down the middle, though.
The lack of mobility on Varus also seems like it highlights all the more what Ezreal can do in trying to get rid of him. But right now, this is where you throw down the Rift Herald for a bit of that distraction, because now Armut is the center of this attention. Ultimate thrown out from Spica. Vikla taking Raj just for that intel to peel them off, to get that space granted, because now FlyQuest are on the dragon. This will be sole point for them. Dignitas too far positioned to be able to collapse upon this, and FlyQuest wanting to turn it a bit back on them, looking for the opening, but Santorin's the first one to venture on forward. Teleport coming directly onto the tower, and a flash by Spawn to answer what Vikla was doing. Santorin, the subject of the wild growth.
Squad. They call over Vikla. He comes over with Impact to try and force a little bit more out. And while they didn't get a kill there, they got, again, both were controlling the side lanes.
It's those little tiny steps forward and landing the chain of corruption, but not in the spot you need it. Coming through with the ult and answered by Spica once more. So Santorin throwing it down, gets rid of himself. That's a root onto two and a blast of a Lulu. Santorin on the retreat. Are they going to take this Poro and put her on a stake? Maybe. Looks like FlyQuest are ready to do it. The rest of the team backing off.
Sejuani ultimate. That's a stolen Sejuani ultimate. That's a way more difficult for a Varus to dodge than an Estes. So here's another look at it. Again, they're threatening for the dive on him. They want to take this time they actually make the trap happen, collapse, take them off the map, take the Baron off the map, and then that will be a huge payoff. It'll make the game way closer, way more interesting. Vikla.
Oh, Vikla, next one with the crosshairs on him. Here's all of Dignitas, a teleport coming through. Jensen, expertly empowered, is answered by going golden on the side of Vikla. Way into the backline. Impact is targeted, separated from the remainder of the team. A root and then a kill onto Santorin. Prince continuing to get stronger and stronger. Another pop goes the Weasel. Bring it on forward with the flash and heal and more. Cannot connect with the Q, but he's got the hunger in his eyes, and he knows Vikla is here to start putting them on the plate for him. Biofrost on the retreat, though. They're slapping the spawn around. They get some more damage. Double kill for Prince, and it's only Armut standing in the mid lane, but the rest of Dignitas has fallen.
Vikla with the deep teleport from downtown comes from behind Dignitas' own tower to support in the catch there for Prince, who had just run into it. In the end, neither of them die, but it is going to be a Cloud Soul picked up here for FlyQuest.
FlyQuest really find those different angles to collapse upon the enemy.
A little bit of a 1v1 here.
On him.
Not for long.
Yeah, taking the ultimate, going Ragnarok himself. Ragnarok for Ragnarok traded right there, basically, and had Spica by his side too. Dignitas are in that. We're in our base. We're trying to hold off against these pushing waves. They do have that top side wave pushing in their favor, but it's the entirety of FlyQuest that are knocking on their door.
I like the mini game here. There are much like, you know what? This game is toast. Please, let me get some vision.
Both sides. Digger looking for the angle to try and get some vision over here into the pit, and Vikla into the back. Spawn is the target. Spawn is the first in the grave, followed by Armut. FlyQuest making sure to push them and punish them for coming into their territory here in the jungle, here in the river. Santorin still sees the blood in Vikla's eyes, sandwiched between himself and Winsome. And FlyQuest, it's the ace for them. It's the collapse into the base.
Children, avert your eyes. It's a massacre.
FlyQuest striving to become the main characters of spring here against Dignitas, secure a 2-0 start for their 2023 season and build the hype that has been mounting. Of course, want to take a couple more kills on their way out and a little bit of meow time, but here you have it, a victory at that.